back to this I-24 News Evening Edition, and this is the Daily Debate. One of the worst winter storms in decades hit the Middle East over the weekend. Jerusalem alone saw over 2 feet of snow cover its streets facing the city to shut down, and Cairo saw white flakes fall from the skies for the first time in over a century. The storm caused several casualties and even deaths, such as a number of children in Syrian refugee camps in Lebanon. And joining me tonight is Zahi Peleg, meteorologist, editor and founder of the weather website tachazit.co.il, and Tomer Harpaz, Greenpeace activist. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to the studio. And let's, as a meteorologist, you didn't predict that this is the power of the storm that is going to happen in the region?
Yes, I do. I talk about it something like 2 days before the storms. It was very clear that it's going to be very hard. And the reason is that because we saw something like a week before that a very cold air is coming from Russia and is connecting with our sea. And the sea was very hot, because October and November was dry,
very dry,
with no storms, nothing. You know, usually the first rain in Israel in the winter is coming usually in October, maybe in 1st November. This year, not October, not in November, nothing. It was dry, no rain,
actually, a
nothing.
week ago, we were all like short sleeves and actually laying in the beach.
So you remember it, yeah.
Yes,
so the temperature of the sea did not get down. So the sea was something like 2 degrees over, hot than usual. So when you know the air, the cold air from Russia with the hot sea together, this is the reason that this storm was very, very hard. Hard it means that it was very cold, of course, a lot of rain. But you know that in 2002 and 2003, it was also one storm like this. It was in 91, 92. It was in the 50s. It happened.
Yes, of course.
So it's not something new. I mean, you know.
So you must be sitting down at home and saying, "Oh my God, this is Mother Nature actually paying back."
Actually, we know that, like Zahi said before, things like that can happen, and they do happen once in a while. But we're in Greenpeace. Sometimes we tend to be like more skeptical, or at least more concerned, and we do that because we believe that humanity has contributed probably to these events.
We should be concerned.
Yeah, we should be very concerned. Of course, we get these events like we used to get them as in the form of storms, droughts, heat waves. These are events that we know them. They happened throughout the history, but they're very rapid now, and the contrast is like you just said. Only a week ago, we were going outside with short sleeves and staying out in the beach, and now we have 2 meters of snow in Jerusalem. The contrast is very vast, and we see that not only here in Israel. We see it worldwide. We see it in Katrina and Sandy, and we see in Australia. Last year they had huge floods, and now they have heat waves. So all over the world, we see more and more events that are extreme, more extreme than we used to see. And everything, all those kinds of events comes along with what we call greenhouse gases. So, and we see that green gases, it's something that now it's not just a small portion of scientists that tells us about it. It's more like commonly believed that these greenhouse gases are linked with the effects and with the events that we see.
Global warming.
With global warming, we try not to call it global warming anymore, and more to relate it to climate change, because overall we have a global warming. The effects are changing. All sorts of changes in climate. So it's not necessarily have to be warming, because people think global warming is like, okay, we're going to have heat waves and droughts, but not necessarily like we see today.
That it's something predictable, that we should predict it, that it would happen.
It's an overall, it's something that is predictable.
So, but something
I do not
that
think
is...
like him.
You don't think like him?
No.
Okay.
It was a storm. That's right, but it just was a snow. Okay, snow on the mountains. It wasn't snow on the beach. It wasn't snow in level 0. It was snow. It's okay. It's happened before a lot of times. Okay, it was a lot of rain. Of course, it's happened before a lot of times. Okay, it was a wind, so it happened before. It's not nothing new. Okay, all right. This is
but this
first.
Extreme hot, cold. We're seeing in the Philippines, Typhoon Haiyan. We're seeing
it happens before. The things that they say, it's something that it's going and going bigger every year. I mean, if how you say it, the global warming. Okay, there is a global warming, but I don't think that you can put a finger and a point or something like this that you say, okay, this is the change, or the change is going to be over 2 years, 3 years, next week. I don't know. Yes, of course, it was the first storm in this winter. It was very hard, but think just a little bit. If something was happened in November, if one storm happened in November, okay, the temperature of the sea was a little bit colder, and everything was
changed.
Yeah, of course, it was. I think it looks like something else, less snow, less cold, less rain.
So, can this storm predict anything about, because, as the viewers, for the next few months, because this is the question that we love to ask meteorologists, because what can you tell us about the next winter? What should we expect in the next coming winter?
The thing that we are not in the winter yet.
The 21st of December should be the first day of the winter.
Astronomic, yes, of course. But we don't in the winter now. But if you ask me if this winter is going to look like this storm, I cannot be sure, because next week it's going to be, how you call it in Hebrew, sharav. I mean, it's very hot.
Very hot.
It can happen. We're living in Israel and we're near to the desert, so everything can happen. But in 91, 92, and in 2002, 2003, those winters was opening with the storms like the last storm here in Israel, in the Middle East, and you know how was the end of those winters.
Yes.
Very raining, very snowing, very cold. So it can happen.
I have to say that if I remember correctly, unlike last year, the winter actually came earlier. Last year, it was like around end of October.
The first rain was in October. Yeah.
Yes, but you don't. You hear him, and you hear Zahi, and Zahi is telling you, listen, we cannot put the finger on it. This is not a human fault. This is Mother Nature. This is something that got to do with nothing that we are doing. But actually, maybe there is something that we are doing as human beings, as saving our planet, and we're not helping to save it.
Yes. First, that's the major problem with that, because it will never be one storm like this movie The Day After Tomorrow.
The Day After Tomorrow.
That you will see like a giant hurricane or something like that, and then from then on everything will be changed. Mm-hmm. Most probably it will not happen. What is happening, what we believe is happening, is that we have a change that is happening, and as it happens, we witness more and more events like such. And this, for us, is like a reminder. We're saying, okay, this event is unique. Yeah, of course, we had it in 92, and we probably had it already before, but for our forecasts, let's say, which we believe are related with carbon dioxide emissions or greenhouse gases, they always rise. We see them rise all the time. Only a year or I think 2 years ago we were trying to keep them under 350. It's called the parts per million in the atmosphere, and now they just reached 400.
But you know, some people.
Something. Okay?
Yes.
I want to answer. When the time will come, and you know, in the winter it's going to be sun, and in the summer in Israel or in the Middle East it's going to be rain, and when tornadoes and hurricanes will hit us, then I will say that okay, something is changing.
Yeah, but then it will be too late.
No, it's not going to happen. But until we have winter and summer without rain, winter with rain, with cold, maybe with snow, few years on the mountains, it can be lower, but everything is a range, okay? It's summer, winter, that's it. Nothing change, okay? When a hurricane or something or tornado will hit us, I will say, okay, something is changed, something big is coming. I don't know.
Maybe we
it's
are
going to be
doing
news
something
for me,
wrong.
yeah, but I don't see nothing new.
But you know, I'm asking myself, if the damage was already done, and we are already damaging Earth, what can we do?
Oh, so that's where Greenpeace comes to the picture. We believe that we can do.
Is it reversible?
Basically, yeah. We believe that, let's say, carbon emissions, they continue to rise. And many organizations and many scientists believe that they call it a 95% probability that it is man-related. So if it's man-related, and they say it's man-related by burning fossil fuels and by deforestations. Deforestations in the biggest areas of forests, which is in the Amazons or rainforests in the world. So deforestation, along with burning fossil fuels, increase these greenhouse gases, mostly carbon dioxide, and we can reduce that. And in Greenpeace, two of our hallmark campaigns are focusing that to
But is it
stop
more
that.
related to education? Because maybe because a lot of Europe countries and a lot of Europe cities are really well educated about recycling and actually making our world look greener and better. And here in Israel, I feel that it's not.
No, I
like
think that
inside the society yet.
No, I think that
Inside the education
they haven't discussed this stuff.
The environmental, it seems that the environmental issue is not that
in Israel. It's very complicated. First, let's take Europe. Even though Europe is more minded to recycling and to using bicycles and being more on the local, being more let's say earth friendly. They still contribute to deforestation by using fuel because they need the fuel that comes from forest. And in Greenpeace, we believe we need to move on to better energies, which are the renewable energies, solar energies. In Israel, for example, like you just said, we don't feel it. Israel is one of the most contributor to development of solar research and solar usage.
Solar energy, yes.
And yet we fail at using solar energies in our own country. We have so much potential and we're not using it.
Zahi, before we're finishing, give us the forecast for the next few days.
Well, this week is going to be very clear. Very, very clear. The temperature is going to up a little bit every day, and the weekend is going to be great.
So it's a great time for trips?
Trips to the Hermon, of course, maybe to the Golan. I think that maybe in Jerusalem the snow stay on the ground something like maybe 2 days until Wednesday. But this night is very dangerous to drive outside because
in Israel,
in Israel, also in Cairo, also in Egypt, all this area in Lebanon, in Jordan, all this area. This night is going to be very, very cold because it's very, very clear. All the heat is going up to the atmosphere, and it's very, very cold.
It's very, very cold. It's very dangerous. Gentlemen, thank you very much. But you know what's the problem? The mud after the snow is not so beautiful. But thank you very much. We're going out for 10 minutes break, an update, and then we'll back for the I-24 News 1-on-1. Don't go anywhere.